ball, so I let them hang. When I pull this thing, all you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you at the dark, I'ma spit your fucking chest apart. Follow you. Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Hotep Thursday. It's the Hotep's Been Told You After Party with me, Cannon Hotep, and Jay Pylon. Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere right now, but you're hanging out with us, and we really appreciate it. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon to let you know when we got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we're live. If you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Let us know how we doing. We can use that constructive criticism. Anyway, what's going on, Jay?
Oh shoot! Okay, what's good, Cannon? I couldn't see you. I couldn't hear you. You got your OBS thingy off or whatever. Over
oh, do I?
Skype thing.
Oh, the virtual joint went off.
Boom. There we go. For a second.
All right, I got you.
I was seeing you through the through the YouTubes. What's good, Cannon?
Not much, man.
I was telling Cannon before we came on. I was like, I'm trying this new Ghost. Picked it up over there at what's his name? Target. So I'll try it and see, cause I'm planning on doing a little arm routine tonight. A little bit before I fall asleep. Appreciate you, Steve. Appreciate you, Emmanuel.
Oh,
man, I can't. Hold up. I need to turn you up. I can't hear you still very good.
You still can't hear me too good?
There you go.
Oh, all right. There we go.
I don't know if it was an OBS setting or something like that.
Trying to see what's going on with this thing. I guess it must have been an update with Skype.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. Let me see.
It's all good.
Maybe put grid or something like that.
Yeah, it's all good.
I can see you and hear you better.
All right, perfect. All right, there we go. Anyway,
cool.
Man, been a long day today, bro.
What'd you get into? Did you have to go get any boats?
No, I ain't had to get no boats or nothing, but it did. Some lady did get into the building. She was crazy as hell, yelling. She had to see some crazy lady got into the building I work in, talking about she had to see her lawyer. I gotta see my lawyer. He on the 8th floor. She was wilding, yo. She didn't want to get off the elevator. Ended up having a goon hand her and take her out in handcuffs.
Was she not supposed to be there?
No, she wasn't supposed to be there.
She was just mixed up, or she was totally off the.
I don't know. She seemed like she was completely off the reservation. No, I ain't shoot her. A man gonna say, Cannon, did you shoot her? I walked. Shit, nigga, it was time for me to get off work. I wasn't getting involved in. I wasn't getting involved in nothing. My ass was making it to my car so I can go home. It was a long fucking day today, bro. I was like, man. But it's almost Friday. It's almost the weekend. You know what I mean?
Coming up.
Me and my son got Monster Jam coming up on Saturday. You know what I mean?
Oh, congratulations. You could go see the monster trucks?
Yeah. His birthday.
What's his favorite? He like Undertaker or Gravedigger or one of those?
That shit change every 2 weeks, yo. Hmm? So Bigfoot, he was like, Bigfoot? He asked what my favorite monster truck was. I said Bigfoot. Because, I'm
Bigfoot's the old school 1980s classic, exactly. 1990s.
Exactly. Sometimes it's Gravedigger. Sometimes it's like Maximum Destruction or Max D. And some days is I don't know.
Remember they had the Fireball one? It was called Fire Nitro or something like that. Remember that? The one that could shoot fire from it?
I don't remember that one.
That was probably during the Extreme era back in the 2000s or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't into it at that point. I got back into it because of him. You know what I mean? Because he loved monster trucks and Monster Jam. And he a bougie one because he's like, no, I can't. He don't want Hot Wheels monster trucks. He want Monster Jam brand monster trucks, right? And somehow
$60 ones, right?
No, they don't really cost that much.
60.
No, they don't really cost that much. Like
I'm thinking about the giant size ones.
No, even the giant size ones is like $25-$30, something like that. If that,
right? Maybe
less than that. But somehow Bigfoot is Hot Wheels brand. I was like, Bigfoot's be a part of Monster Jam.
I think it was created by Marvel. I mean, partially owned by Marvel Comics back in the day.
A word?
Yeah, and I don't know if they split that off. They split that off because they had like a cartoon series come out a long time ago that was partly owned with Marvel. So if they split that off, maybe it went to a different company then.
I don't know. All I know is I got my ear protection. Because you gotta have ear pro when you go in them spots. Because this ain't outside. This is inside the building. And anybody been to Monster Jam, yo, them shits is loud. Even with ear pro on, that shit is loud. So. Yeah. I got his ear pro ready because like I said, my son, he's kind of on the spectrum, so like sounds kind of bother him sometimes. But when I got the ear pro on, he don't give a shit because I can control it. It's electronic. But he loved it. Last time we went was like 2020, and he had a blast. Now he older. Now he ready to go back. So we gonna go back. We got the pit passes so he can go see the trucks up front, close and personal, talk to the drivers. And that's part of his birthday gift because his birthday is next Thursday. So he's all excited. He's gonna turn 9 years old.
Oh
break
man,
my pockets.
your babies is older than my babies.
So he's gonna break my pockets, but you know, it's all good. You gotta do for the kids. Manuel says, bro, I fucked around and made too much fun of Cannon hurting his leg dancing. Now I can barely bend the knee. Phil the Kill says,
get back.
Phil the Kill says, Mattel seems to own all the toys. What's going on? Eric Santos says hello. Eric Santos says you gotta be old to hurt your leg dancing. Hey, I broke my foot dancing, but it's 'cause I ain't let it heal all the way. Okay, I'm good to go now. But
you hurt your foot again?
No, I'm good. They talking about because I broke it twice in like 2 months. It was just it was just a bad situation.
Get them legs and feet insured. My joint. Hey, I'm out. Hey, I'm a year later still, people, and I'm still unable to fully walk without crutches. Right. So I'm still trying to work on it, but I've been hitting the so I'll show you guys what I got right quick because I showed Canada this earlier. I got this this is the Russian stimulator. It's the little shock pads. I put the shock pads on my quadricep, and then I fire it up, and it shocks my leg, so I can try to move it back and forth. And I got the little strap right here, so I put my foot in this, and I bring the little rope.
Yeah.
Bring your foot and leg up over and over again. Try to get it moving, so get that leg, that quad moving again, because the quad stopped firing.
Oh shit, yeah.
Altogether, like I can't barely. There's some better movement out of it right now than from what I used to have, but this is ongoing a whole year, and my knee won't lock into place and my quad won't take over, so I'm just unable to walk as of yet.
Well, no matter what you do, don't let him let you see Dr. Money, because he might try to convert you over to something else because your knee don't work.
Who's Dr. Money?
Remember Dr. Money from the story of what's his name? John Reimer, the kid that hit with the snow the one that they burnt his penis off and tried to make him a girl.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Story?
No, that was a whole nother thing. I don't even.
Middle MAGA in the building. What's the deal, bro? Appreciate you swinging through. If you ain't subscribed to Middle MAGA, y'all, he got a great show during the day. Come on normally after P Dog. JR Bell says Cannon on 15-day injured reserve. Get out of here. Get out of here, yo. Oh man. But yeah, so hey yo, did you catch the show with me and Protocol yesterday?
No, you had a show come on yesterday?
Yeah, so he had sent me something yesterday about this shit called Orange Crush down in Atlanta. Or not Atlanta, Savannah, Georgia. Right?
Were you on the Georgia show with Protocol? Because he's got that radio show.
No, he came on mine. So
cool. Okay.
So I was like, yo, we gotta talk about this. I never heard of it before. So allegedly it's like some kind of Freaknik shit, but it's in Savannah, Georgia. Yeah. And apparently it's been going on for some years. Shannon Sharp helped like get it started. It started with I think he said the University of Savannah or something like that, or Savannah State University. It was like their version of like, I guess it was like their spring break thing, right? But now like he said the locals got a hold of it and it turned into a whole nother thing, right? And it's just a lot of fuckery now, to the point where like they got some sex tape, I guess if you want to call it that, circling around of some girl getting reamed out in the bathroom of some place. Come to find out, Shorty had the herpes.
Oh,
Shorty had the herpes, and
story goes from worse to worse.
And she got a few niggas while she was down there getting got. She was passing out some packages. Shit was crazy, yo. And apparently to the point where Savannah State University was like, yo, they took their name off that shit. Like, yo, we don't want no parts of this shit. Cause I think he said one year somebody got shot and died, and they was like, yeah, no, we don't want no parts of this shit. Y'all nasties got that. We taking the university name off of it, rightfully so. But you should have seen the shit that was going on down there, bro. They was fighting, butt naked, dancing on cars. Like, it was crazy. It's like these kids, and it's called Orange Crush. They named it after the soda, right?
Oh goodness.
So these kids down there tripping, like I guess the younger millennial / Gen Zers, right? I guess they seen that Freaknik documentary. It was like, we will not be outdone.
We will not
be outdone. My mother was shaking her ass on a fucking Nissan Maxima. I'm be shaking my ass. What you say, Jabari? They gonna be shaking their ass and getting pounded out in a fucking Altima and a Charger. Shit is crazy. They beat up some white people down there on the beach. They ain't got no permits. The town just shut down. Yeah, the town just shut down. Like
white people on the beach. And then who didn't have the permits?
No, the people that was throwing the whole event, like the whole thing. They had no permits to be in none of those spots. I mean, like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So like he said that some like stores in the town was shutting down. Like, nah, we don't want no parts of this shit. Y'all acting wild. We don't need the money. You know what I mean? He said apparently next month they trying to have some shit called Peach Fest.
Oh, man. Like, when's the Sprite Fest coming?
I know, right? But we was looking at it, and I'm like, yo, I don't want no like. If I gotta go down and I gotta fight, I don't want to go. Like the risk outweigh the reward. Like the whole point of going to those things, especially as a young man, young buck wild, breastfed child running wild, is to go down there and getting some draws. Right? You going down there at spring break, have some fun, drink, and getting some draws, right? But you might go down there, get a drink, and get shot, or get a drink and then you fist fighting in the street. You know what I mean? Or you get a drink and the girl that you think you about to go home with, she get her wig snatched by some other chick. Like they just wild down there, yo. I was like, they gotta get a hold of that shit, man. This shit is crazy. Like nobody know how to go and have a good time no more. And then on top of that, all that shit live on social media. All that shit live on the internet forever. These kids will forever be immortalized in the fuckery that they're doing down there. Yeah, what's up, Chad? We got Chad in the building. Appreciate you. Says it's been a minute. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I was just like, man, y'all can have that shit. Especially y'all down there, y'all running up raw and some chick that's burning y'all niggas. God damn. You know what I mean? It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Anyway. So, in other news, Mike Pence testifying against Donnie T. You hear about this shit?
No, I didn't hear about this. He's dropping his dimes.
Dropping a dime on Donnie T. He done turned on him talking about
got a little something to say.
Talking about Juneteenth and him trying to overturn some shit. So he went and testified before Congress.
Did he?
Yeah. Yo, I'm telling you, they trying to pull out all the stops to keep Donnie T from becoming president, yo.
Is that right?
Yeah, they trying to turn out all that shit. It says former Vice President Mike Pence testifies to special counsel Jack Smith's federal grand jury investigating Donald Trump today. NBC News, Ryan, whatever, reported that 2 black SUVs entered the courthouse around 9 a.m. and left around 4 p.m. You already know he a part of that. He part of the CFR shit. He a part of the redacted.
Man, well,
he was there. He was there to keep all of that shit. You know what I mean? Here you go, right here. I'll pull it up for you guys. He was there to keep, quote unquote, keep a hand on Donnie T to make sure he ain't go too crazy.
Is that right?
That's what I think.
He think he was a handler?
Oh, of course he was a handler.
Remember when we were looking at this before a couple months ago, right? And I was like, no, it was a year or two or more ago. Whenever we was looking at this and we said, what the heck role is he anyway? And I was saying, he's one of those people that seems like he works on the inside or whatever,
Yeah, of course that's what he was. Mike Pence testifies. This is from ABC News. Mike Pence testifies before special counsel, 2020 election grand jury sources. Oh my gosh. Former Vice President Mike Pence appeared Thursday before a grand jury investigating former President Donald Trump's role in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Sources familiar with the matter told ABC News. Pence was inside the courthouse in Washington for more than 7 hours, and his vehicle was later seen leaving by ABC News. The spokesperson for special counsel Jack Smith declined to comment. He was initially subpoenaed by Smith in February for documents and testimony related to the failed attempt by Donald Trump and his allies to overturn the 2020 election.
What? How are they making something completely up now?
Exactly. This is what they've been doing.
They putting in some extra just in,
bro.
To overturn.
They've been doing it, bro.
What?
They've been doing it. Oh my gosh. It's his failed attempt. So they already saying that he guilty. What the fuck? Get out of here. They already trying to say he guilty beforehand. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about with the news, y'all. This shit is crazy. Anyway, the subpoena came after months of negotiations between federal prosecutors and Pence legal team. Trump unsuccessfully sought to stop Pence's testimony, including by asserting a claim of executive privilege that was rejected last month by the chief judge for D.C. District Court, James Boasberg. Yo, they pulling out all the stops, bro. They pulling out all the stops.
Well, not just against Donnie T, but against Ron DeSantis too.
Yes. They can't have either one of them. They don't want either one of them.
But they got Team Disney. What is it? The lawsuit against lawsuit going on right now against Ron DeSantis.
What they call it? What the hell? Tale as old as time. It's a tale as old as time, Jay. That's all it is. Sorry, guys. Let me make sure all these screens is right. Bro, this shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, they really trying hard to make sure he don't run for president. They pulling out all the stops. So,
but it's messed up too because, okay, so in our so-called where the Democrats are at, right? Democracy, even though we're in the republic, by limiting different variables of persons that are running for the presidency and then having your network selectively attacking that person, like what we saw with Don Lemon doing to Ramaswamy, and what we're also experiencing for RFK Jr., right? This is the type of stuff that is tantamount to destroying the credibility of what they're trying to push, or the ideas that they've been popularizing within the mindset of the normies out there, right? And the normies' sphere of influence has been one that they should listen to these different alternative voices, or that every person should have a chance at entering into this political sphere. But here they're limiting your choice or outright denying it. And we're seeing that taking place with them saying that we don't want to have a debate. We don't want to have a structure of alternative voices being heard. Even with Whoopi Goldberg recently saying or stating that everyone needs to get lockstep behind Joe Nicholslick, right? We all need to get lockstep behind him and follow along a party line. And that's not been a message that they've had in previous years when we saw them lining up behind persons such as Bernie Sanders, for example, or even prior to that when we saw, what was the character's name that went, woohoo? What was that guy's name?
Oh, I forgot his name. You told the guy that was like, yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
I forgot his name.
Right.
Edwards, John Edwards,
but
right?
You're looking at these guys that they kind of label as outsiders, or the people that they say might be more populist to bring in, or left of center. But that's kind of gone away, and now they're just like pushing this agenda of whomever we say is for you, then that's who you should pay attention to, and no one else. None of these other voices matter. And they kind of did that push against Ron Paul, of course. We saw that from the mainstream sphere, whether it be from the Republican Party, the GOP, or the Democrat structure. This pushback against voices that go against the popular curvature. And I think that they're pushing this harder right now due to the fact that we might be entering in to some sort of beginning stage skirmishes between some of these larger countries, like we've seen mobilizing, whether that's through our infrastructure being harmed in some manner, or negotiations failing, because we just saw Nicholslick holding those conferences where he was purposely alluding to China and North Korea and these sorts of entities and trying to group them in together. It's like the war drums are already being, pounced on. We saw kind of build up to this prior to the shock and awe campaign years ago. So I think that's where we're heading. Maybe we're heading into a new period of Cold War or whatnot.
I feel you on that. Inside of the Ages with the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, sir. He says, the Democrats are foolish to think that they ever had a choice in any of their primaries. The super delegates, aka oligarchy, aka Dixiecrats, chose for the party. Voting has always been an illusion, especially amongst thee, bro.
It's the fact, though, that what we're seeing here is them taking away that illusion, taking away, stripping it away even before the eyes of the normies. I mean, surely they can see this. Even if you're a normie, they could surely see what they did to Bernie Sanders, and they could see what's taking place right now to RFK Jr. You could see them saying, we have to be in lockstep. We have to follow this path. And I think that further erosion of illusion to where different voices are supposed to be, like, gone are the days of Mr. Smith goes to Washington. Now we're in the days of this is your person, stay with it no matter what. And we saw them do this same ploy with a man who went in and out of the hospital with his strokes in Fetterman. Yeah. And who was reading from a script barely intelligible. Right. He's unable to form his sentences, his structure. He's very, very limited at what he's able to do, yet he was pushed to the forefront simply because the party mechanism said, this is the way it's going to be, whether you like it or not, get behind it. And I think that's the road that they've taken. That's the path they've chosen.
Yeah. Chad says, it's kind of surprised Joe hasn't subsidized Ensure yet. Thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Inside of the agent say he think we're going to war in Sudan. Did you hear that?
There was a buildup of our troops have been like 3,000 or 5,000 just got deployed to Africa just recently.
Right, and then on top of that, didn't some news come out? Let me look. Some news came out of Sudan about like some like biolabs under siege or something like that.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that might be the whole reason to go in.
Across the Twitter sphere.
Yeah, that might be the whole reason they go in. I'm gonna have to listen to counsel on that one.
Did we find some recent gold and minerals somewhere?
I don't know. They might have found the new Ebola strain or some shit, according to what I was hearing. Jeez Louise.
Warmongers.
Chad says people don't know about the super's insight, talking about the super delegates. They get handpicked with half the vote. That's right.
Yeah, and Chad Lemoyne has experience with that whenever he was working, towards trying to get Ron Paul in.
Yeah, it's true though. That is true.
They pick and choose. If you can go in there and then have committees and other groups come in there and just pick and choose at will. We're going to change this or that rule. It's just like, well, who's in charge of anything? It's hard to say because it's just going to be the upper elite, and it's taken away from the people's ability to try to change things for themselves or help in those capacities that they always tell us, get involved in government. This is stuff they used to tell us. Nowadays it's not that way so much. It's more or less, here's the people we've chosen for you. We know it, but we know what's best. We are the experts. Just follow along.
That's facts. I agree. So it says Biden evacuates U.S. diplomats from Sudan. Yep. Thousands of civilians left behind.
Yes. And that just happened 2 days ago?
This should break in like 2 hours ago.
I know they were saying get out of there.
Well, I heard that, yeah, so I think 2 days ago is when I heard about the Sudan like biohazard or some shit, the biolabs that were under siege or some shit like that. See if I can find it. Of course, I seen that. Got better news than Twitter sometimes.
What's that?
Truth Social.
Oh, there's some good information that pops on there.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm glad that you're keeping track on that one.
Yeah, actually, here we go right here. BBC News. Let's use them real quick. Sudan crisis. Who warns of biological hazard? Get out of here. At C's lab. This was yesterday. And now they saying everybody get the hell out of Dodge.
It's strange because we were just sending conveniently, right? We were just sending a bunch of troops over that way this past week.
right. Now we got this biolab issue. They got seized. I don't know. Yeah, we need to pay attention to what's going on in Sudan. That's interesting.
Canada sent 200 troops in.
Canada sent Jesus. Well, that's that. I guess that's what we need to be paying attention to right now, guys. I think that's what we need to be paying attention to. We need to be paying attention to the Sudan. All this shit that's going on here. This is just a distraction. Look like now from what's going on over there. Because I ain't heard word one about anything in Ukraine.
See, that makes sense. Why you move your chess pieces? Why you move Tucker out the way over to the alt media platforms so that they can begin building confidence over there with your guys like Nick and all those guys.
Yeah.
And then your talking heads you put into place the lockstep people that are gonna say, here's what we need to do next, in these next moving positions. So I think that we don't follow the same kind of distrust and information that we had coming out with the Afghanistan ordeal or debacle.
All I know is now it feels like I know what they're distracting from. They're distracting from what was going to happen over there in that region. So
right, because remember that in August. So I think that we're on another timetable too. Maybe we are in April, but it was in August of 2021 that we had the Afghanistan withdrawal, and how horribly bad that was done, right? And then one of your major networks was covering that had to be Tucker usually, and how he was saying that war fatigue and culpability of Nicholas Lick and everything that he did. So I think that we're going to go right back into this again of wanting to prop up these people, kind of like what we saw when everybody was getting behind Condoleezza Rice and General Powell beforehand.
I'm trying to see if I can find something on it real quick. They got something from One American News, but I don't know if I play that. Fucking YouTube might snatch that shit all the way down.
One American News.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Cause,
I wonder I haven't got to see what kind of what kind of tick all those different groups have, because there's so many different news cycles now popping up. I wonder what their movement is looking like, numbers wise.
Yeah. Stuff Colonel says Russia over in the Sudan too. They signed an agreement with Sudan to build bases over there. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit. DMW says Tucker was the loudest anti-war voice with eyeballs on both sides of the aisle watching nightly. That's true. How long before we see Sudan flags on Twitter? That's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting to see.
Oh, you're right. What a good call. Who put that in the chat?
Phil the Kill.
Excellent catch. That's right. Everyone moves on with the next distraction.
We should probably put that shit in our bios just to do it. Be the first to do it. Just be the first to put Sudan flags in our bio. Dead ass.
What a grifter.
I'm dead serious. Be the first to do that shit.
You take down the Ukraine. I stand with Sudan.
I stand with Sudan.
You know what's funny though? The normies don't even know where the heck Sudan is, and then they're gonna put that in their bio. Right. That's gonna be hilarious.
Sudan is isn't that in Russia?
Yeah, man. Goodness.
Think like Sudan. Isn't that a car?
Man.
Type of car. That's how they gonna be. Let's see what's this right here. Here we go. Let's look at this real quick.
That was the warning from the World Health Organization on Tuesday after one of a high risk of biological hazard. That was the warning from the World Health Organization on Tuesday after one of Sudan's warring parties seized a laboratory in the capital Khartoum. Dr. Nima Saeed Abid, the WHO's representative in Sudan, said the National Public Health Laboratory houses measles and cholera pathogens as well as other hazardous materials.
So with the electricity shut down and with no technician taking care of all these, the risk of biological hazard is high in Khartoum because of the occupations of the lab by one of the fighting parties. It is not really necessary to say which party.
Fighting between Sudan's army and a paramilitary group has killed hundreds and wounded thousands. Hospitals and other essential services have been paralysed. Many have been left stranded in their homes with dwindling supplies of food and water.
Yesterday, we heard more reports of looting of humanitarian supplies and warehouses.
On Tuesday, Jens Lerck, spokesperson for the UN's humanitarian office, said it had been forced to cut back on some of its activities due to intense fighting. Humanitarian operations had been transferred from Khartoum to Port Sudan, he said, adding that they were committed to continue to deliver for the people of Sudan.
There you have it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It sounds like another excuse to go in. I mean, you got the lab issue. They don't want no 12 monkey shit happening.
You're right. But there's between 16,000 and 20,000 Americans there already, supposedly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the numbers that they were putting out. So if every American is supposed to evacuate, then you're going to have a lot of people that you're going to have being flown out of there. And that could be the reason for, this troop buildup that's been going on for a minute.
Yeah. DMW says, oh yeah, they got the polio bug. Billy G said will be the next pandemonium. I remember that. Steph says, how convenient. Wonder what kind of science was being conducted at those labs. Bro, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, bro. See, that's the thing, man. The Ukraine shit is falling apart. They need something else. They need somewhere else to launder that money. You know what I mean? Now we gotta go over there and liberate Sudan.
Liberate Sudan.
That's
You know,
what it sounds like.
you know, Bed Bath and Beyond is going out of business. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah. China's also a major investor in Sudan's infrastructure.
Is that right, Stephen?
Sounds like another destabilization plan. That's what it sounded like to me. Anyway, yeah, that Sudan shit was crazy, yo. Pray for Sudan, guys. Hashtag I stand with Sudan. I'm about to put the Sudan flag on my shit tonight.
Oh, goodness. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness.
Did you see this shit, yo?
Goodness.
So they found some cattle in Texas, found dead, mutilated, with their tongues cut out.
El Chupacabra, get it?
That's what it sounds like, bro. Let me see.
You got the picture?
Yeah. Well, I don't got the picture of that shit, but
oh, okay.
It said, from Resist the mainstream media, it says Texas cattle found dead with tongues cut. Stories from the 23rd.
You like to eat cow tongue, Cannon?
I never had it. I heard it's good though. Somebody kept saying like shaved cow tongue is delicious. Never tried it. Kind of, I don't know if I want to. But I guess if I had heart and shit, I might as well just try the tongue, right? Heart and liver mouth, just try the tongue. Shut up, Emmanuel, if you in here. 6 dead Texas cows were found with tongues surgically removed.
6, you say, huh?
6,
okay.
I say. And some were also missing their reproductive organs, police said.
Yeah.
Madison County Sheriff deputies investigated the bizarre circumstances of 6. It's about to be Black Cows Matter soon. 6-year-old Longhorn cross cow found dead, mutilated along the old San Antonio
You see how this
road.
Is? Wait, hold up, Cannon. You see, this is just that gematria stuff. 6 dead Texas cows, a 6-year-old found at 6 a.m. on the 6th. You know, they love to do this. That's what I'm talking about. They love to just put these 6s together. They had the same thing when we did the whole Yamin. They would say stay 6 feet apart so you don't wind up 6 feet deep in the ground.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. Investigators discovered 5 cattle in neighboring counties had been found dead with similar surgical removals of their tongues, according to a statement posted to the department's Facebook page. What the fuck you think could be doing that shit? It ain't PETA.
It's the aliens.
So like PETA be protecting the animals, right? So then PETA be trying to sabotage other shit, and then you got the tree huggers who be wanting to try to sabotage the animals because they want to get rid of the cow farts because of the ozone layer and shit like that. But this shit sound weird. They said it's missing his reproductive organs and his tongue, the tongues.
Them aliens are into some weird stuff, man.
That's some weird shit. That's weird as shit. And then on top of that, wasn't like a couple of weeks ago they had the what was it? The like 12,000 like cattle went up in fucking flames at at like a processing plant or something like that.
Yeah, it's been going on for a little while.
Yo, they trying
with the chickens too, the 6 million chickens. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that shit. Sound like they trying to get us closer and closer to that to them bug burgers, y'all. They trying to get us closer and closer to that.
They had a picture online. One of those news reporters was giving, wasn't it a news reporter or someone giving their baby crickets, feeding their baby crickets.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't know if that was a true story or not, but it looked like it probably could have been.
Man, in this day and age.
Because you know, like in like France and shit like that, some of that shit is like a delicacy. Some people eat like scorpions and chocolate covered crickets and grasshoppers and shit like that.
Yeah,
so it's not
John the
far
Baptist
off.
was out in the wild eating crickets, but he was kind of crazy. But see, we don't need to be out there eating crickets. We got liver and beef hearts to eat.
There you go. There you go. Shut up. Here you go, Manuel. I bet the aliens left the liver.
I had some liver the other day. Liver potatoes in steak.
Liver is delicious. Phil to kill. Every meat processing plant been having accidents for a few years now, burning to the ground. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Eric Santos says military, the triangle crafts. The circle ones are from a different dimension. Oh shit, Koofy on tight. Koofy on tight. Promi TV says, nah, this the cartel scaring the ranchers. Okay, that sounds more risky. That sounds makes sense, but it's not, they having fun with that shit. They got our tongues in the organs and shit. Jeez. Exactly, Eric. Tell them. Liver isn't bad if it's cooked right, goddammit. Liver and onions, you cook that shit right, especially if you get a nice grass-fed liver, it's delicious. Emmanuel don't know what he missing. But that shit was crazy, yo. I saw that story. I said, what? Like, golly mighty. Leave the cows alone. Leave the cows alone. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. This was another one that got me. This is some stuff I wanted to bring up the other night that I forgot. So they got where is this at? Here we go. Laws protecting gender surgeries for children advance in Washington and Oregon over Republican objections. So-called gender-affirming care can include puberty blockers and life-altering surgeries. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. There's no fucking such thing as gender-affirming care. That's just a buzz term. Gender-affirming care. Like listen to what it said. Like, it's just healthcare. If you're a woman, you got certain things that you have taken care of, pap smears, mammograms, all that shit, right? If you're a man, you get prostate exams, you get physicals, grab your balls, turn your head to the left and cough. They didn't call that shit no gender-affirming care. Right? It's just healthcare. Gender-affirming care is just some term they came up with for the LGBTQ community and the fucking... so they could feel better about themselves. Some buzz term that seems innocuous and unassuming, right? Just like how they try to call abortions, women's reproductive rights.
Oh yeah. Yeesh.
Let's call it what the fuck it is. But this is crazy. This shit in Oregon and Washington State. Let's read on. While much of Europe and several states in the U.S. are barring young people from transgender medical procedures, 2 states in the Pacific Northwest are moving rapidly in the other direction. Oregon and Washington State are passing laws giving teenagers as young as 15 years old access to gender-affirming care such as puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and life-altering surgeries, even without parental consent. I'm gonna say that again. Even without parental consent.
Shit.
In Washington State, Senate Bill 5599 passed along party lines and is now awaiting Democratic Governor Jay Inslee's signature. The bill's intent to remove barriers to accessing temporary licensed shelter accommodations for youth. The barrier removed was the requirement that the parents of runaway minors be contacted. Now when transgender teens arrive at the shelter seeking protected health services, listen to this shit, which include gender-affirming care, parents need not be made aware even when there is not an accusation of child abuse or neglect. What the fuck, Jay?
Man alive.
What in the world? This is just once they just want kids to have agency over themselves. You know what this is? This is like another step toward like
So government-owned kids.
Yep. Your kids are gonna be a ward of the state.
Well, yeah, that's what they're trying to pull.
They're trying to make your not only trying to make your kids a ward of the state, they want your kids to be to divorce you, right? They want your kids to be emancipated from you, so they can do whatever they see fit with your children. Whether they want to marry your 14-year-old or your 13-year-old or have a relationship or affair with them, right? Or do science experiments. These kids don't know what they want, right? These kids don't know what they want. How many of these kids grow up? How many people you heard? How many stories you heard? We did the story on what was his name? John Reimer? Wasn't it what it was?
I don't recall this.
We did it. Remember? It was the Kufu.
I don't recall his name. Yeah, the man
it's John Reimer, right?
The twin that had his.
It's called the John.
That went wrong.
If you want to look at it, it's called the John Jones story, right? But yeah, so David Reimer, not John Reimer. David Reimer. It's called the John Jones story. His family, at birth, he had a twin brother. They went to circumcise him. The doctors turned up the cauterizing iron too high, burnt his penis right off. Not even a day or two out of the womb. Since to this day, you can't reconstruct a penis. They said you can't reconstruct a penis too, it's too intricate. But we can make a functioning vagina, and we can give your son a vagina, and you just raise him as a girl. There was a doctor here in Baltimore, by way of Switzerland, working at Johns Hopkins University, named Dr. Money, who swore up and down that it would work. And all you got to do is raise your son from day one as a woman. What's his name? Brenda? Then they gave him the name Brenda. The whole time this kid knew something was wrong. He didn't want to wear no dresses. He didn't want to get kissed by no boys. He wanted to do boy stuff. Finally, before the age of 13, when they was about to give him the gender-affirming surgery, they finally told him the truth that he was a boy. And he was like, fuck that. What was my real name? They said Bruce. He said, well, I'm not getting the surgery. I'm going to live the rest of my days as a man. And he did that. He even did Oprah and all that other shit. And you know what happened? At the age of 38 years old, he took his life. Took his life over what he had to go through with all of the shit his family put him through. That's a cautionary tale that nobody ever hears about, that people sound alarm on all the time. Yet the fucking the fearless leaders of fucking Washington State and Oregon just say, let's do whatever gets us back in office. Let's do whatever gets us that donor money. They don't care about you. They don't care about your kids. They don't want to keep you safe. They don't want to keep your kids safe. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't. All they care about is their agendas. That's it. You and your kids, me and my kids, Jay, you and you, all collateral damage.
Yo.
All cannon fodder. They don't care. And shit like this proves that. Did you see that video with the lady? I wish I could find it. The video of the lady where she was showing the books that she had found, and they were showing like it was kids' books. They were showing people how to suck dick. Boys. I thought I sent it to myself so I could like reference it, but I don't even know if I did that. This shit is sad. They trying to get our kids from, you know, at those young impressionable years. You feel me? Because it's too late for us.
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to desensitize. So I feel like they're trying to desensitize the children to the will of these adults. You know, these people that are in power that want to subvert things towards them, right? So you have an entire group of people that are grow up desensitized to their children or to other children, to the point where, you know, anything goes with anybody. Yeah. You know, and I think that pushes that starts to push it into you know, the type of harm that we're going to see, you know, for everybody, especially for the kids, and that's going to be what's on the horizon.
I agree, and it's sad because you got a lot of parents out here who they just not involved with their kids, right? They're not paying their kids no mind, whether it's because they got postpartum or they resent their children and they're out in the streets, or they might work 2 jobs just to make ends meet for the kids, and they really don't interact or try to bond with their children. You know, like I said before, like teachers have your kids 6 hours out of the day. How often do you talk to your kids? Your teachers have your children longer than you do. You know what I mean? Right. Your teachers have your kids longer than you do. It's important that we let me see. I can't find it. It's important that we talk to our children. We got to deprogram them. We got to debrief them when they get home from school to see what it is they're learning. Right? That shit that lady she went to the school's library and she found them books. You got the teachers, or you got the parents down in Virginia going to war with the fucking school board down there about the required reading. You know what I mean? This shit is sad. This shit is crazy. Man, I'm telling you guys, homeschooling might be the key, bro, because it's going to get worse, especially in these liberal ran cities and states. LP says, I'm glad I don't have kids. When I do have kids, they will not be raised in America. Eric says, I'm legit scared to have kids in this climate. Ohana says, homeschool if you can. Speaking of Ohana, right? The Toledo thing. Did you ever have a chance to look into the Toledo meters?
The smart meters thing?
Yeah.
No, I hadn't. No, I'm sorry about that, Ohana. I'm sorry about that. No, I have not gotten to look into I looked into, remember we covered what did we cover? We covered the California thing prior to their blaze that they had, and we covered something else that had to do with meters before in the past. But smart meters in Toledo, it was Ohio, right?
Yeah, Toledo, Ohio. I had found something. Hold on. Let's look at this real quick.
Toledo's been upgrading water meters for the last few months, offering what city officials say is a no-cost installation. But our Michael Sandlin spoke to one South Toledo resident who says he's had to pay over $1,000 after he calls a botched install.
Landlord Andrew Jurgensen is the owner of this duplex on Airport Highway, and he's always looking for ways he can improve it. Jurgensen says when he first heard of Toledo's smart water meter program, he was excited by what he read on the city's flyer.
It seemed like a really good idea since it said in the letter, no expense to the owner. Well, it didn't turn out that way.
Jurgensen says the city's contractor, Johnson Controls, came to install the meter last Wednesday, and while they were trying to clear out one of the pipes, he says they made a critical mistake.
Something broke in the process. They had to have the city come out and shut the water off, and at that point, it just snowballed.
Jurgensen's tenants were left without water.
Well, I mean, I got kids and stuff, so we got to do what we got to do to get through it, but you know, it was a little bit of a hassle.
And when Jurgensen tried reaching out to the city and Johnson Controls to see who could fix the pipe, he was left with more questions than answers.
They both basically put the blame on each other. At that point, they said I had to pay for it.
I reached out to the city to get more clarity on the situation and received a statement back, which read in part, "Customers are always responsible for repairs and maintenance of their private lines.
Really?
Neither the Department of Public Utilities or JCI, as its contractor, can take responsibility for the unknown conditions of private service lines." But with no one else to take the fall, Johnson had no choice but to pay over $1,000 out of pocket to a third-party plumber to restore water for his tenants.
Save up some money before you get this new meter, because it'll end up costing you if something goes wrong.
And Jurgensen's next-door neighbor says after seeing his experience, he now dreads his own inevitable install.
I can't afford to pay for a new line. You know, we're talking between $1,600 and $4,500. Hell, I live on Social Security.
Reporting in South Toledo, I'm Michael Sandlin for WTOL 11.
That's crazy. And on top of that, now I think like what Hannah's saying, now people are being kind of like forced to deal with it. They forced to take them. You know what I mean? Here go another one from WTOL 11. It says some Toledoans frustrated by city smart water meter project. So let me see. If you got a letter in the mail about getting your water meter replaced, you're one of thousands in the Glass City that are part of a 2-year project to upgrade 116,000 water meters. Not everyone is happy about it though. Some residents think the city is holding their water hostage by making the replacements mandatory. But the city said its goal is to modernize the infrastructure, operations, and technology which will ultimately improve customer experience. At a Wednesday night meeting about the new smart water meters, Toledo residents showed their confusion and frustration over the city's project. They want to be reassured that they aren't going to be listening to them or using this technology in an abusive way. Doug Stevens, Toledo water meter replacement project leader, said at the meeting at the Frederick Douglass Community Recreation Center, "This technology does one thing for us: record what the meter says." Some residents who already, I don't know why the screen keeps glitching. Some residents who already have new meters said their bills have gone up. The meters are faulty and they have concerns about what is and they have concerns about what is in them. Yeah. Jeez.
This is a mess.
Holy shit. They're powered by batteries. I was asking about the life of the batteries. I was told 20 years. Toledo resident Linda Allen said, "I was concerned with them catching on fire because batteries do have a tendency to do things like that. But the meters being replaced are not accurate anymore," city officials said. I find that hard to believe. But that's the thing, right? So these smart meters, right? Because we got the smart electric meters here too. Here in Baltimore, they can do whatever they want. They can shut your shit off. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they used to be able to have they had to come to your house or whatever. Now they can just do that shit from where they at. You know what I mean? And like they said, like they can do whatever they want. They can speed that bitch up, slow that bitch down, depending on what they want to do with it. I understand. That they got some concerns about this, and I don't blame them. And this ain't just happening in Toledo either. It's happening all over the United States. in the name of, you know, modernizing infrastructure and all that other stuff. So, like I said, we're gonna keep seeing that shit all over the place. Hold on real quick. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, no problem. You know, I just wanted to see about it. But yeah, it's happening everywhere, man. It's a lot. You know, especially like, cause that's messed up. That dude had to pay all that money out of pocket when Johnson Controls messed that up. They don't assume no liability on that. On top of that, when you got people correlating, hey yo, as soon as I got this meter, my bill went through the roof. And then their argument behind it is, well, your old meter was faulty. This one's just reading it more correctly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if in there do they have a opt out? Can you call your representative and say I'd like to opt out of it? But I guess they probably have a fee attached to it.
Well, like I said, like I'd never even asked for that was supposed to be voluntary with the electric meters here. I came home and I had that bitch. I never said okay. I never asked for them. I never signed up for that shit. That shit was just on my fucking house. And there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. The funny part is that a homeboy of mine was telling me about it like a week before that shit happened at my house. Because he said he had caught the nigga trying to install it on his house without asking. Wow. He told him, no, I don't want that. Didn't come to find out, apparently these things giving off a lot of like ELF waves or ELF waves. And people, some people getting headaches and shit from them. Shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. Like they say, like, I'm pretty sure they say you can opt out, but there's probably no opt out. They gonna do this shit anyway. That's the sad part. They just taking care. They just taking advantage of people, yo. They're just taking advantage of people. The working class. Anyway. So Steven Crowder's been starting to get exposed.
This is it was who Michael Malice putting that out?
No, Dave Landau put it out, which was the dude they used to sit in the chair with him. But Michael Malice was interviewing him.
Interviewing who?
Dave Landau, the guy that used to sit in like the co-host chair on Louder with Crowder.
Okay, I'll have to look. Who the heck is Dave Landau?
Yeah, so that was where they initially started.
Let me look at who this is.
I ain't hear about
Dave.
Yeah, Landau.
Crowder. Okay, let's see who this is.
He a comedian. He had started with Anthony Cumia on Anthony Cumia's show, and then somehow he ended up on Steven Crowder's show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The brown-haired guy. All right.
But see, that's the thing, right? Ohana says this is the best channel. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate that. Hopefully we grow. But yeah, so with the Steven thing, I didn't even hear about that shit about his wife and all that other shit and the divorce and shit. Because when they show you, he make it seem like everything's so fantastic and wonderful, which I guess that's par for the course. I don't know about the twins and shit like that. Every now and again, I might catch a show or something like that, because it still pops up on my feed.
What show? What show is that you're watching?
Louder with Crowder, Steven Crowder's show.
Oh, so you watching Steven Crowder from time to time?
From time to time, I'll catch it. Like if it's something newsworthy, and that's when maybe I'll just like hear a take or whatever. But yeah, but he kind of come off as a little arrogant, right?
I can't take that show for more than just like I don't know 5 minutes or so. I'll sit there and watch it, and I'm just like, oh man, okay, let me find something else.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to hear his take on a particular topic just to hear it or whatever. But like, I mean, I can't lie. He draws his streaming numbers is crazy. You know what I mean? But I wasn't like his shit with his wife and shit. I don't give a fuck about that. That's between them, right?
Oh yeah, that's what all aired, right? The dirty laundry with him arguing with his wife. Everyone goes through the argument with the spouse or significant other at some point.
Right. See, I wasn't worried about that. What I was looking at, right, was that the fact, like, So Dave Landau put out with Michael Malice the contract that Steven Crowder had him under, which was some fucking slave driver shit. Like if he's 5 minutes late to work, he can't work. He has to just go home. He has to work, 5 days a week for like 8 hours a day. He can't leave. He can't leave on the weekends.
He can't leave.
His family don't even live in Texas. They live in Detroit, or they lived in Detroit. He couldn't leave like the state.
Does he have to ask
on the
permission
weekends?
to go to the bathroom?
Probably. He couldn't leave the state on the weekends. Every third weekend he could leave the state. And as a comedian, that's your bread and butter, because on the weekends you traveling and you doing shows.
Gotcha.
Steven Crowder was completely hamstringing that.
Look,
until they went on tour with each other. And even when they went on tour with each other, Steven Crowder was taking 70% of it, of the purse.
Yet he only has one car. Steven Crowder only has one car, and he was mad at his wife.
Oh, that's right, the whole Uber thing, and he ain't gonna be left without a car, which is weird. Why wouldn't you have more than one car?
Get you a car, Crowder. But but this is what we were talking about though. When we covered Crowder last time, we were saying, and we were going into that specifically, of this is just a setup of these groups in the alt media starting their own platform and then putting these contracts out and being like, look, this is what we offer. You come on board with our brand. We'll put you up in the limelight and this, that, and the third. And we're starting, I think that's what everyone seems to be vying for right now, is their little spot in the alt media. Like if they're on Team Nick, if they're on Team Tucker, if they're on Team Crowder, whatever. So that all these alt media people can go after each other. Because we know Joe Rogan and Tim Pool are kind of in that sphere.
Yeah.
And so is Alex J. So I would guess that if they're all coming together, they're going to be starting to fight and compete for that money in those contracts. Daily Wire, The Blaze, etc. You got so much of that going on right now, and you see what the big media is doing. They just let go. You had Red Circle, right, with Jada Pinkett. Her show's canceled, right? You see them moving around, just like I said, they're moving around their chess pieces. They're moving around their positions. Don Lemon is out. Tucker's out. Who else was it that's out? The head of NBC Universal was out over whatever he had going on.
Oh yeah.
So they're positioning themselves, they're vying themselves to set up, hey, and I could see this happening too, where these big groups like CNN or Fox or whatever are gonna say, here's our version of things, come and pay attention to what we got, because we got big names over here. And that becoming, the center of going to those. So you're setting up these competitions to where they try to fight each other off. And Nick is kind of like egging them all on in that manner too. You saw him when they were saying he went nuclear on Tucker. You want to fire the shots early and try to see if you can say I'm the big guy that you should be paying attention to. And I think that's what these guys are doing. Yeah, I mean, Retro Neon kind of got a point. I don't know where she was in 2015. I know she was a part of that whole Gamergate thing. And apparently that was how she made her turnaround, but I don't know. You know what I mean? But definitely Grifter of the Year, 2 years running. But yeah, Candace Owens. Yeah, but the thing about it is like I was tripping about it, right? Cause not because of the whole wife thing, even when they brought that up, because like they said that's like chatty Cathy shit. But like when Landau showed the contract they tried to get him to sign, I'm like, yo, Steven Crowder just sat here and talked about contracts and talked shit about contracts and Daily Wire, and he want to fight Big Con and all this other shit, and he Big Con, he acting like that. Like I'm like Anthony Cumia made a great point, right? When he was looking at what Landau was saying, he's like looking at his contract, you might as well just go get a regular fucking 9 to 5. Ooh. Is that brutal, huh? Yo, he had to be there 5 days out of the week, 8 hours a day. He had to help write all skits and all this other stuff. Goodness. This and that, and it's like, damn, like for real? Okay. Well, then you can't leave.
You can't leave, but you can only leave the state every third Saturday or third weekend out the month. You know what I mean? And it's like, so that's every 6 weeks he can go tour or go to do a show.
And don't forget that Ali was that cat. Ali Alexander got exposed this week too, right?
Yeah, he did.
They were airing out his dirty laundry on the nets.
Oh yeah, Crowder essentially told him he owned him. That's right.
Crowder told the man he owns him.
Yeah.
But this is what we're getting into, is that now that Dave Landau is putting out these contract numbers too, this is a way for them to set up these bigger alternative platforms. And what we're going to see, I think, probably Rumble is going to be right there. When you see the type of numbers that Rumble gets, Rumble is pushing these huge numbers at this point. They're going to start to overtake anything that this other streaming platform is able to push eventually, with the way that things are going. They just need to really tighten up on the compatibility of their software over there, really, though, right? Because a lot of people have issues with it in their phones or whatever, or across their TV. But once Rumble gets some of that sorted out, I think they're going to be one of those big platforms for alt media to go.
So it looks like I found their Ring video.
What Ring video?
So apparently, it's a Ring video. I guess is when he was talking to his wife or something.
Oh goodness!
Must be
the fight with his woman.
I guess. Let's check it out.
No respect. He said, "Then we're at an impasse." Stephen, no, we are at an impasse. Okay, I love you, but Stephen, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
What?
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get.
Why he sound like what's the dude name from the Coneheads? Maintain.
Oh yeah, Dan Aykroyd.
Maintain low tones with me. Maintain low tones.
That's how you argue.
What the fuck?
No respect. He said, "Then we're at an impasse."
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse. Okay, I love you, but Stephen,
watch your tone.
Your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it.
He sound like an abuser. Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
watch it.
Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just stop.
No respect. He said, "Then we're at an impasse."
Stephen,
That's her nice way to say, nigga, I'm moving out. 8 months pregnant. Watch it. Watch it. Maintain low tones with me. I say that to my son sometimes. When he maintain low tones with me. Jesus Christ, yo.
That's sad. That's sad, but it was funny. His choice of wording did sound like the Conehead character there.
Hold on, I don't even like this guy, but he got a 3-minute clip of this shit. Let's see what happens.
No, not a 3-minute clip. Watch.
I just want to see the rap. That's why I want to hear.
Maintain levels. This. Oh man.
No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifey things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
If you refuse to do wifey things.
Wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes. How do you, man? Man. Receive love and respect. No. How do the man respect? No, you're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You are not.
then I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not about Stephen.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Stephen, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Stephen.
Like, I can't
Stephen.
go. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back.
Why do only got one car?
Either.
And just go get you a car. Stephen, what the
Do you understand the difference between...
Or does he only have one car so she can't do nothing?
Stephen.
Just go get you a car, my
The
guy.
only way out of this is discipline and respect. If
What?
the only way out of it, then we're at an impact.
We are gonna
The only way out of it is discipline and respect. He's talking to her like that's his teenage daughter, and she needs some tough love. That's like if my daughter was getting smart with me, and I said, "No, leave my keys on the counter. You're not taking the car. You're grounded."
Man, I love going to the store. I don't know. Say my wife come to me and say, "Hey, we gotta go to the store." I say, "All right, I'm with it. Let's go see what we gotta get."
First off, your wife is pregnant. She 8 months ready to burst.
Shoot.
She shouldn't be going to the store anyway.
Yeah, he could run to the store. He could in the car. They need to get them a second car. What's he?
I mean,
I guess he got the handcuffs on her, right?
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm
want
thinking.
a second car because he doesn't want her to roll out and see some guys,
right?
And go kick it. This is some he's on some funny energy time. That's what time he's.
Unless it come out that his wife got knocked up by some other motherfucker. Like, we won't know because Jerry's gone now.
That baby don't look nothing like me.
They can't go to Jerry. They gotta go to Maury Povich now.
Got a little Asian baby. Got a little black baby.
LP says, I don't understand why they didn't just order groceries delivered. That's because she wants to leave. I guess she had enough of him, I guess, or whatever the fuck they was going through that day, that she needed to just get out of the house. She didn't want to be around him. Right? She just needed to get some air. And he was like, no, fuck you. You ain't going nowhere. Put my key. And he started pulling that mine shit, like it's mine. Mine. Mine.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline.
This is where we left off.
Yeah. There you go. You throw your hand. You give up so easily.
I don't give up, Stephen.
You give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, your abuse is sick. Your abuse
Watch it.
is sick.
Watch it. Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just talk and baby for a little bit, okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it. You go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not gonna engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
He's like a little kid.
You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
Oh my gosh. He did committed enough to do what it says. Like, what
Are
the
you
fuck?
committed enough to get the medication the dogs take? No, you take that in.
Now I can't say that he said that because they just fucking put that on the
screens.
On the screen, they didn't actually say. You didn't hear. If he didn't hear him say it, he didn't say it. However, I'll say this: listening to that whole video, right?
Man, childish.
Maybe they had some differences, right? Maybe his wife. Now I know women go through this when they're pregnant. Some women get real horny when they're pregnant. Some women don't want to have sex. Some women don't want to do certain things. Some women don't expect to do certain things when they're pregnant. And maybe he was sitting there being a spoiled brat, like, I want what I want.
Right.
You feel me? Like, why is she walking the dog at 8 months? Why is she going to pick up the medication? I don't love you because you're not worthy of, you don't do wifey things. Like, what are the wifey things that she doesn't do? Is it because she ain't sucking your dick, or she ain't giving you the booty? She pregnant with twins. Maybe she don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Or is she not cleaning? Is she not cooking? You know what I mean? What is she not doing? You know, maybe he has a point. Maybe he's angry because she maybe he feel like he's being taken advantage of. Maybe she sits around and does not. Maybe before she got pregnant, she sat around and did nothing. Who knows? You know what I mean? However, that's their thing. I just wanted to see what the fuck it was. That's their thing. The main problem with Steven Crowder is that he sit there and went on a tangent about fucking the Daily Wire about their contract, and his contract for Dave Landau was some shit. That was like, that's some shit like you're a new hire at like fucking Applebee's. You know what I mean? Now I don't know how much he's paying Dave Landau, but still, like, really, I can't. So I'm a stand-up comedian, right? I make money touring. You tell me I can't go on the road, but once a month?
No tours for you, Kenan.
And then we go on tour together, and you keep the purse, and I get 30% of the purse. Then you tell me you own me. Then apparently, it's alleged that he was the problem with the Blades. It wasn't no inconsolable differences. It was him. He was the problem, allegedly, because Dave Landau has a show on the Blaze now.
Yeah.
And then apparently other people said that Steven Crowder is a dick.
All I know is he seemed like a little kid. He seemed like a spoiled little kid.
I gotta get that as a soundbite.
You gotta put watch it.
Fucking watch it.
Man.
But that's the thing, right? I'm not gonna say that he was abusing his wife. Maybe they were just having an argument. He was pissed. Maybe she doesn't do something. Maybe she don't cook. She don't clean. He provides for her and she does nothing to deserve it. I don't know. That's between them. All I know is that he gave Dave Landau a shitty deal, and Dave Landau left, and Dave Landau will airing out his dirty laundry. Now Candace is suing him. I forgot why she's suing him.
What? Candace is suing who?
Steven Crowder.
Oh, they all coming for Crowder. Seems like they got to take him out so that Tucker can come through, balling out control.
That's the thing, though. Tucker Carlson is gonna come out balling out control no matter what.
Right.
He's coming out the gates on fire.
I mean, this is the alt media feud that they're doing right now. Yeah. Everybody gonna air out everybody, and so that they can see what they can who comes out on top.
I definitely agree with you, LP. I agree. You making all that money, hire somebody. Maybe the differences came when she was pregnant. Who knows? And it also, like Jay said, is childish. LP says Crowder accused her of leaking his divorce thing. Oh, is that right? That's interesting. Retro Neon says I would have hired a maid or something. I understand that pregnant women get crazy, but Steven kept calm and be in control of himself. Should have got a side chick or something.
That motherfucker's definitely a diesel, ain't he?
Should hit the wrong one. Hey. Oh my gosh, that's funny. What's this? Let's look at this. I don't usually use the Daily Beast, but here we go. It's not. Steven Crowder extortion war with Candace Owen blows up. Right wing shock, they call him a shock jock. Right wing shock jock Steven Crowder tossed a grenade into the conservative web show World.
Oh, Daily Beast, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Shock jock.
When he accused fellow pundit Candace Owens of trying to extort him with details of his divorce, a separation he blamed on his wife. Days later, God damn it, get out of here. Days later, Crowder is now on the back foot. Well, Crowder's attorneys reportedly rebuffing a cease and desist letter from from Owens, and with Crowder's ex-wife's family releasing a statement accusing Crowder of emotional abuse. No matter how we look at that, what we just watched, no court is going to rule against her. You know what I mean? And what he did was kind of fucked up. Oh, you don't want to do this? Then get, like, he was like, I ain't gonna call him Ike Turner light. It was just verbal. I don't know if he said he was gonna F her up or not, because we didn't hear it. But regardless, it could be looked at as verbal abuse. Crowder
being controlling, right?
You're very controlling.
Childish.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, hey, let's go together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't have, I mean, at their level, at their multi-million-dollar level, they don't have like an assistant that goes and picks up extra stuff for them or whatever, or extra cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck y'all got going on? I guess it's a very controlling atmosphere around him, I guess, at all times.
And that's the thing, right? So looking at that video and then think about what Dave Landau said, and then not Gay Jarrett having that gag order where he couldn't talk about what happened with him. You know what I mean? All the other people that were a part of Louder or Crowder that said they had issues with him, but they can't talk about it because he had a NDA. You know, they all said he was a control freak, and that's what he do. Almost like he was like, he got some kind of semblance of power because maybe he was bullied or some shit. I think somebody said. I was like, It says, if you're familiar with the idea of extortion, then you know the feeling well. Crowder told his audience going on to claim that some other issues or inferences have been more pernicious behind the scenes with demands and threats to use his information, which they believe would be so publicly embarrassing to me and my wife in a different time that we could be used knowingly putting my children in harm's way. Here he go being a victim. Candace has denied the extortion allegations and told the Daily Beast she sent Crowder a cease and desist on Thursday. She said she received a response from his lawyers stating that she did not have grounds for a defamation suit. That's interesting. That shit just sound messy. Ain't nothing going on from that shit.
A lot of infighting and pettiness.
Inside of the H just said, "You're taking an Uber. Changed my mind."
No, that was hilarious. Bars.
Oh my
Bars.
gosh. She said should have kept calm and be in control of himself. Yeah.
That's the type of comment that Unc would be jacking right now.
Sauce, what's up, Sauce? Sauce says that sounded like relationships in the hood. It do.
They only got one car. You can't take the car. I'll be stuck at home and can't play my video games.
Fucking watch it.
Can't go to the gym.
But that's the thing.
Come on.
That's just him. That's his thing, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It was cringe to watch that Ring camera footage.
Man, that was
How you not know you've been recorded by your own Ring? You know what I mean? But the thing about it is that whatever they going through, hope they work it out. You know what I mean? For the kids' sake, you know, you got twin kids. That's just crazy. You know, your wife had kids. She had the kids, and then say she don't want to be with you no more. God damn. But the real injustice is what he did to Dave Landau and possibly not Gay Jarrett and those guys. So apparently he's got that type of attitude where it's just like, I'm in charge, you're not. Do what I say. What I say goes.
So you're not going to Crowder channel?
No, I ain't going to Crowder's channel.
He gonna what he texts you tonight and it's like, yo, Cannon, man, come on through.
I agree.
Contract
that
right
is an insecure man. You know, no, because he'd be like, in my contract must provide tech support on all Crowder devices.
Don't tell him what your contract will say, huh?
Yeah, shit. I'm not. No, fuck that. Must talk in Sambo voice for our show. Oh my gosh. Must drop the N-bomb when Crowder can't. Like, we don't know. I'm not saying Crowder's racist or nothing like that. I'm just saying being outrageous. But yeah, we don't know, yo. That shit is crazy. So like I said, I don't know if this is gonna affect his audience. I doubt it.
If his audience has tolerated him this far,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
That video would have had to show him beating her for something to happen.
Dang.
But it's just an argument that he had with his wife. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go as far as say it was verbal abuse. He just voiced his grievances. You know, maybe he's a little harsh with it. Like, no, you can't use the car because you didn't fucking walk the dog.
Walk the dog and pick up the dog's poopies with your gloves on. That's what he was getting at.
Right.
I guess they stay in one of those areas where you have to pick up your dog's poop once you take him for the walk.
LP says he needs to do a Ray Rice before that happens. Oh no.
That's what I was thinking. But you know what? But I don't know. Like, it's just, you know, it's to each their own, and it just seems like he has some childish, you know, control issues going on. Whatever. But those contracts, like you said, that's some crazy stuff going down with that too. So everyone's just airing out their dirty laundry ahead of this
apparently
all media push.
Yeah, but apparently a lot of those people had NDAs and stuff. It's just Dave Landau didn't care. I don't know if he had one or no. His contract was up, so it didn't matter, or something like that. But he refused to sign the other contract. But he, I don't know. Just I guess chalk it up to Crowder's just a dick. That's it. And either you can go to it, like, you know, if he gives you a contract or he wants you to come to his network, either you take it or you don't. You know? So
I was telling you my story before we began. I said I went to go and get my hair cut, right? But in Oklahoma, black barbers don't typically cut white people hair, so they told me I couldn't get my hair cut. So hopefully, so I was asking Cannon, and he said, "What'd you say?"
Well, I'll go to the Dominicans.
You said you go to the Dominicans.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was asking, do they cut white people hair in Baltimore?
Yeah, I know black barbers that cut white people hair. You might get some clippers to your shit, but it's still gonna look good.
Okay, because a lot of our Korean spots are already shut down. Like, they shut down during whenever the Yamin was out, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them all closed up shop, and then we got a Sports Clips spot here, and that place is packed, and it's got, like, you know, do you have Sports Clip out there too?
Yeah, we do. We do have a Sports Clip, so I had to think about that for a minute.
Does it stay packed over there? Have you noticed?
I haven't noticed. No, it always looks like if you walk in, you go and get right into a seat.
Oh shoot! Now ours is packed. Like, we put our names in and stuff like that, and they're like, okay, that'll be a 3-hour wait. You know, I'm like, good night. Got a lot of people in, and because you put your name in ahead of time or whatever, people might have put their name in ahead of time long before you. But they got a big one of those big TVs that says your name on it. So I've been trying to find a barbershop around here, but every time I went into one of the spots, there I was always like, no, we don't do your hair. So.
God damn. Jay probably found the only place that got no whites allowed. Jeez.
Yeah, with the little sign up. See, that's the only thing they can't put that sign up. It's like a reverse. It's like a reverse thing. Your kind is not welcome in here. Like, remember from the Star Wars with the droids coming in the bar? Your kind is not welcome.
Go ahead, what'd you say?
My wife was just like, why are they doing that? Because she was the one that was like, go in there and get your hair cut. And I was like, babe, they don't do that in Oklahoma. They're gonna say, this time though, like before a couple years back, I went in there and they was like, oh no, we don't do white hair at a different location, right? They was like, we don't do white hair. This time they didn't say anything. This time they just looked at me like, oh, what's he doing in here? And then there was like, then they was just like, hey, sorry, like that.
They don't got the scissors.
Like,
they don't got scissor skills, Joe. Black, like some black barbers do.
Okay.
Like, if you got a woman barber, if you get a woman, like a black woman barber, she can cut your hair no problem, right? She know how to work the scissors and the clippers. Most black barbers can't like black male barbers can't use scissors and the clippers. Some can't even use a fucking razor. Like, I like to get the razor to my face to make sure it's clean. A lot of them don't even have razor skills. That's why I go to the Dominicans. Retro Neon said, if Crowder offered me a contract, 1, how much am I getting paid? 2, I'm unfiltered. So I'm gonna say whatever. 3, I ain't signing no NDA. Oh man. Holding my nuts. Pause. Said, wait a minute, Jay's white. I thought he was a lighter skinned Cuban.
Goodness.
Insight said, I just had the best haircut of my life from a black barber with all kinds of braids in his hair. When I sat down, I asked him if I could get one of what he got.
Insight silly.
Saw said I wouldn't dare step into a sports clip.
That's the man. Look,
he said I'm not finna have my hairline all fucked up.
That's the funny. That's the crazy thing, though, Kenan. Man, I'm looking forward to you coming out here to Oklahoma so I can show you some funny stuff out here. But that's the funny thing, though. The sports clips is where it's packed, right? And you go in there and you got black customers sitting in the sports clips, and you got white customers. That's what makes it hard, because then everybody's in there waiting to get their hair cut, right?
Yeah.
And because because the black barbers out here don't do white people's hair, the sports clips is always going to be extremely packed.
That's why you gotta go to the Dominicans, Jay. You gotta find a Dominican barbershop. There's gotta be a Dominican barbershop in Oklahoma somewhere, yo. There's gotta be a Dominican barbershop. You find yourself some Dominicans, because they got all types of hair in the DR. And not just the DR. It's like, any Spanish. It doesn't matter. I be seeing it. Like, you got some Dominicans that got. I look like half the motherfuckers that run the barbershop.
We don't have a Dominican spot over
my
here.
Son got hair. My son hair is like, I got a good grain. My son got really long hair, right? Good hair. They cut his hair. I see people coming in. They put shit in. They doing all this shit and this and that. Like, at some point, like, if this gets too long, they scissor cut my hair like this too. Like, but it's you gotta go to the Dominicans. The Dominicans, if you find your good Dominican shop,
Dominicans here.
even if you gotta travel an hour, Jay, if you gotta travel an hour to Tulsa or some shit.
That's a 3-hour, 4-hour drive right there. Shit. You're talking crazy now. All right,
well, I'm just saying, find you a Dominican shop or a Spanish shop. It don't even have to be. They can cut your hair, Jay.
Listen, I'm gonna have to get me a Flowbee. Remember the old Flowbee vacuum? The Flobies. And it's gonna vacuum my hair off of my head.
That's crazy, but yeah, I'm telling you. Insight said the same thing. He said you just need to get a Flowbee. Oh man, so check this out. Let's look at this Tucker Carlson thing. I played this yesterday. I think they played it on Hotep's Been Told You. Let's get to it.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson. One of the first things you realize when you step outside the noise for a few days is how many genuinely nice people there are in this country. Kind and decent people who really care about what's true, and a bunch of hilarious people also, a lot of those. It's got to be the majority of the population, even now. So that's heartening. The other thing you notice when you take a little time off is how unbelievably stupid most of the debates you see on television are. They're completely irrelevant. They mean nothing. In 5 years, we won't even remember that we had them. Trust me, as someone who's participated. And yet at the same time, and this is the amazing thing, the undeniably big topics, the ones that will define our future, get virtually no discussion at all. War, civil liberties, emerging science, demographic change, corporate power, natural resources. When was the last time you heard a legitimate debate about any of those issues? It's been a long time. Debates like that are not permitted in American media. Both political parties and their donors have reached consensus on what benefits them, and they actively collude to shut down any conversation about it. Suddenly, the United States looks very much like a one-party state. That's a depressing realization, but it's not permanent. Our current orthodoxies won't last. They're brain dead. Nobody actually believes them. Hardly anyone's life is improved by them. This moment is too inherently ridiculous to continue, and so it won't. The people in charge know this. That's why they're hysterical and aggressive. They're afraid. They've given up persuasion. They're resorting to force. But it won't work. When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink, and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail. Where can you still find Americans saying true things? There aren't many places left, but there are some, and that's enough. As long as you can hear the words, there is hope. See you soon.
That sounds like some foreshadowing, like he about to start his own shit.
The platform coming soon. That's what it sounds like.
Soon, yeah. Funny part is that
alt media platform.
Yeah.
Good evening, it's Tucker Carlson.
Oh, Tucker, we heard you before. The funny part is him and Don Lemon using the same lawyer.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Same entertainment.
That's a good
lawyer.
catch.
Yeah, that's real interesting.
See, that's what I was saying. I was like, don't you think it's convenient that both of them get out the spot at the same time and Jada Pinkett at the same time? Only no one talked about Jada Pinkett.
Just because her shit was on fucking Facebook.
Was on Facebook. But what I'm saying is is that the elites are looking at it like, get rid of this, get rid of that, so we can set up these war drums. We need our certain people with their talking points, and let these other people have alt media. Now, it's not like their influence isn't going to be in that alt media sphere. It's going to be, these are your trusted faces, and when these trusted faces start having talking points or different stuff that might align with some of that stuff, that's where they're going to hook, line, and sinker everyone. I smell something smoking. I gotta go check.
Go check on your house, bro. Go check on your house. But yeah, he's right. You know what I mean? But I think Tucker's ready to start his own platform. I'm telling you guys, the minute Tucker decides to do one podcast, I guarantee this thing got 20 million views in a little over 24 hours. Imagine if he put out a podcast just telling the news or interviewing somebody. He gonna do Rogan numbers. He might do better than Rogan numbers. If he decided to start Tucker Carlson YouTube channel, he's gonna surpass everyone. Tucker Carlson Rumble channel, he's gonna surpass everyone on there, because everybody's gonna tune into Tucker Carlson unfiltered, uncensored. But he ain't got no writers. Oh, he might have writers still, but he ain't beholden to no company. Everybody gonna tune in for that. On the other hand, you got Don Lemon. You got Don Lemon, who, like, he was on his way out a long time ago. He lost his own show. They demoted him to a co-host on a morning show. They don't give him no real assignments. They can't. He's not savvy enough to even deal with them. He's not smart enough to do it. He'll probably end up at like MSNBC or some shit, or as a producer or something like that. I don't know if he'll be on the air again, but if he does, he'll be at some place like that, some place where he can. Because what he, like, the shit that he been trying to do, he's the male Joy Reid. That's what he is. He's the male Joy Reid. Maybe him and Joy Reid to get a fucking show together. Let me see. I think Tucker was getting peak 5 mil. Rogan doing 10 mil, I think. Yeah, but imagine unfiltered Tucker Carlson just on social media. But the thing is, though, is even if Tucker was getting 5 million that's a lot. He gets, man, you don't understand. You know how many, like, if he decided to do that, how many sponsors and endorsements he'd get from that? He fine. He got the audience. He got the following. They gonna follow him. I don't know who they get to fill his spot at Fox News. I don't know what Fox News' angle is either. Cause it make me feel like they about to do a heel turn or something. You don't need them doing that. So, anyway, but then you got fucking, like I said, Don Lemon, CNN's queen. Like I said, he doesn't have it. If he started a podcast, it wouldn't do well. He's a sidekick. I don't know how he had his own show on CNN, but he's a sidekick at best. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. He can't do it. Don Lemon can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell, he says dumb shit out his mouth. You got his coworker saying that he's catty to them, the female saying that he says off color shit to them. I remember when he got in trouble for making somebody sniff his fingers and some shit like that.
Oh, man,
then he did
fingers.
the shit with
That's too much.
With I forgot her name. Nikki Haley running for president. Oh, she out of her prime.
Oh yeah, she's not in her prime. But I mean, they said worse things about remember when Sarah Palin ran, and they said she has babies and she needs to stay at home watching babies and being a mother.
Yeah.
That's what time they were on with her.
I just think that they wanted to get rid of Don Lemon, and then that shit that he did with Vivek was the perfect nail in the coffin. On top of that, Tucker Carlson was being fired, so they could do it under the guise of that, because that would have been that's the bigger name. So they got rid of him. I don't know. People think it's some grand conspiracy theory. I don't know. All I know is that Don Lemon, he might be back in the Treadstone pool.
Yeah.
Waiting to be recirculated out there, and they going with Tuck right now. We're gonna find out though. It's gonna be interesting to see. I think Tucker Carlson, I think in the next few weeks we're gonna start to see him putting out more videos on like some social media outlet, maybe Rumble, and then boom, he gonna be the new Blaze. That's what I think. I think he'll be the new Blaze. Hell, he might partner with the Blaze. Who fucking knows? I'm just saying.
Are you right?
Yeah, I got a solution to your hair problem.
This would be the Floby.
No. Find a go find a gay stud and ask her where she get her hair cut. Wherever she go, that's where you go.
Oh, to get that good butch
get that good
look.
Yeah, get the good butch cut. Wherever the butch go to where the butch go.
Man.
Sauce says Don Lemon podcast wouldn't last a month.
You don't think so? Don't do the numbers. I mean, what's Roland Martin's numbers though?
Roland, he could go to
he could couple thousand views, don't he? I think it was just the the overhead fan turned on and some dust started burning. So it's all good in here. I looked around everywhere was fine.
That's what's up. What if Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon start a podcast together?
That would be
called Perfect.
That would be
Perfect Strangers. Perfect Strangers. Ebony and Ivory. The Ebony and Ivory podcast. Starring Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon.
I mean, that's what he used to have. Look, that's what he used to have when he used to rock the bow tie. Remember when he used to rock a bow tie and sit there with that liberal?
Yeah.
I forgot what show that was called.
Inside of the Agent says, I really think Don got fired for taking that earpiece out. He said he couldn't finish your thoughts. He doesn't get paid to finish his thoughts. hey, I think that was telling you, we're fucking done with this guy. We're fucking done with him. Poppy, step in, Poppy. It's done. Oh my gosh, shit. That was he shot himself in the foot so many times. They just gave him chance after chance, and now his ass out of there. Just like your boy Brian Stelter.
Who's Brian Stelter?
He was the one that had reliable sources, fucking with the fat boy with the cul-de-sac.
Oh, that crazy looking dude. Looked like the Penguin from the Batman movies.
His ass was like 33. He was young. He wasn't even old.
65.
No, he was like 30 something.
I mean, nothing wrong with 65, but shoot.
I was like, yo, he 30 something? I'm older than him. I'm probably like 3 years older than him. I was like, geez, bro. I said he had a hard life. LP said, yeah, Mark Dice made fun of him. Mark Dice is hit or miss too for me.
Who?
Mark Dice.
Oh, that dude's isn't that character, man? If anyone's controlled ops, it's Mark Dice.
You think Mark Dice is controlled ops?
Shoot. He hasn't read one book on any of those on his bookshelf, man. He talking about Mark Dice.
Oh man. Anyway, you got anything else, Jay?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I got an early morning tomorrow. Anyway, guys, before I get out of here, make sure you get your tickets to Hotep Con, August 17th to the 20th. I can't even talk. August 17th through the 20th at the Ahern Hotel in Las Vegas. It's going to be a good time, guys. It's going to be a fantastic time, guys. Come hang out with us. You know, I'm going to take your, you know, it's going to cost you a couple more dollars. We're going to go shooting at Range 702. It's well worth it. It's a whole lot of fun. Sonny Johnson going to be there. She's going to be putting on a clinic. HJ and Uncle be there putting on the clinic. Dr. Tanara Ricks, Project Rook. Man, we're going to have a good time. Good food, fun. It's a great vacation. Shit. It's Hotep Con, August 17th to the 20th. Make sure you get your tickets, man. Go to hotepnation.com. Hit that link. Get your tickets. Anyway.
Get your tickets. Come through.
All right, Jay. I got an early morning tomorrow. I appreciate you, bro.
No problem, man.
Hey, guys. Please, if you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon, and let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream. Let people know we're live. If you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Help with the algorithm. Help us push our way to the top of the YouTube algorithm and Rumble algorithm, guys. Rumble always showing love over there. How many people we got on Rumble right now? We got about 21 people over on Rumble right now. That's what I'm
Appreciate y'all.
Got 48 over on YouTube. Anyway. Hey, on your way out, guys, hit that like button on YouTube.
That thumbs up.
Yeah, we got 48 right now. It's only 28 likes. Let's hit the like button on the way out. Anyway. Until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying, be safe, stay strapped. Don't miss. Steven Crowder, don't start beating your wife, man. Get out of here.
Don't relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas